everybody doing?
Y'all look nice tonight. I don't. You look good, girl.
Right. What are you talking about?
Girl, well, I just got back from my workout. I didn't have time, like to gussy up. So
You're glowing. Your skin looks good.
thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome. You're welcome. You always look great. But thank you for the compliment. I appreciate that.
you.
How's everybody? What day is it? It's Friday
Thursday.
Junior.
Thursday.
Yeah, Friday Junior, right.
Yeah. How was your week? How's your week been?
Heavy.
Heavy?
Just a lot. Just
Mm.
it's just I don't know. You know how just you have some weeks or days where it's just like one thing after another and you just want to breathe. It's hot down here in Houston. It's humid and everything and I'm tired. I wake up tired.
Mm.
I just need a break and it's like
Yeah, you be like, I'm gonna take me a week off, and you're like, well, what week? I
yeah.
got this, and then when you take the time off, you end up doing something else. So I get it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
get it.
Now that I'm doing
I think it's still froze a little bit, unless it's me.
No.
both
Shoot. Miss Shawn is breaking up a little bit. Okay, there we go.
still
I think that's it. It's better now, I think.
It's better, yeah.
Yeah, there
if
we
it
go.
keeps doing it, I'll move to a different part of the house. I don't know. It could be the microwave. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
The microwave's in the wrong ways. That's funny. How about you, Portia? How are you? What's going on?
Busy. This time of year, we ramping up, finishing up auditions. And,
Oh, yeah.
But I'm going to take me a break. I am going out of town for my first vacation since the pandemic. I leave the 24th, and I'll be gone until the 30th. And then they gave us, for some reason this year, the Friday and the Monday for Memorial Day and 4th of July. So when I get back, I'll have a bit of a staycation. It's the longest vacation I've taken since I got to my job 6 years ago. So I'm super excited to unplug. I'm not doing anything for work. I'm not doing any schoolwork. I'm not doing anything for the Legion of the Silkettes. So that is going to be my unplug time before the Legion takes my life.
Yeah.
I like it. I think you should. I think you should go and don't look back.
I'm serious. Like, I'm not responding to any emails, nothing. That is just going to be my time to just get myself together and recharge because it's been one thing after another. So,
yeah.
That's exciting. I love that.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't know whether I'm coming or going, so I guess I fit in the same category as everybody else.
Yeah.
Okay, so we said that it's a lot going on. So are our teams complete? Are we ready to move into band camp, or what does that look like? Or should we not? Should we just leave that? Is it too much?
It's a lot. It's a lot. Is all I'm gonna say. It's interesting. I'll just be glad when it's over. It's just been a lot. The generations are changing. I'm telling you, COVID has impacted us in ways I can't even explain.
Yeah.
But we pushing. That's all I'm gonna say. We pushing forward. I think it's gonna be a great season. We got past the post-COVID season, so I think this year will be a little bit, closer to normal. Because last year still didn't feel like normal.
Yeah.
And then it's my first year by myself with them. So I'm excited, but it's a lot. Like, what I'll say is the commitment factor is just not the same. And so that's different for me. So yeah, that's the way I'll phrase that. And Shawn, I don't know if you're experiencing the same thing, but
it's different. Yeah, like you say, the generations are in full effect. It's different. You have to. People don't realize all the work that you have to do. So when there's no season, and we're on downtime where everybody else is going on vacation, going to Vegas, going to the Grand Canyon. We are here designing uniforms and making sure that they are purchasing shoes and the things that they need for performance, and it's just constant, and like summertime is also for the high schools. This is their time when they go, and Maya, you probably know about this, but like when they go to officer camp and they go to HTE and MA and all these different camps, and people hold their own training camps and stuff, and so they want me and they to come, and they want the Foxes to come, and so you have to kind of deal with the whole PR side of everything during the summer. So it's a lot. It's massive.
You'd be like, listen, I'm trying to take a break. I'm trying to take a break, and you trying to have me booked and busy.
I could just slide. Y'all, I'm doing a presentation at a international conference in July. Portia, in fact, Miss Howard is a member of National Dance Society. Now I don't know if she's gonna come. It would be nice if I could see her there, but but I'm doing a presentation, and it's in San Antonio, and San Antonio has this awesome resort, and I'm sitting here going, I might have to sneak away and go sit by the pool for a day or something, just anything to be able to get, to, like you say, to disconnect and recharge and not have to deal with work and anything. So,
and I think for me, it's the juggling. Like, I have the Silkheads. I'm in school. I work full time. I'm an undergraduate advisor, and I just need a minute because I can't pour into anything if I'm not right. So I just need to take this time to step on back before we go full throttle, because our season won't end until after the Rose Bowl this year. So,
Is that why y'all not coming to Houston?
Yeah,
now let me tell y'all the truth, because people have been hitting my line and saying, why y'all not coming? And to my knowledge, and I'm not the director of bands, the Spartan Legion did not receive an invitation to come to Houston.
Seriously? Man, look. I wanted to see y'all so bad.
And so last year I was like, yes, we're going to get to see Purview. And then y'all didn't come. And this year people like, some of our alumni like, why are we not going back to Houston? Well, you can't show up at something you weren't invited to. That's not how that works.
Hey, I don't know. Have you ever tried it before?
I was just like, what can we get on the line? Like, I mean, what's the date? Do we still have time? Do we know anybody?
To my knowledge, the Spartan Legion wasn't asked. So.
Oh man. So. I was so
maybe
disappointed.
Maybe they wanted to mix it up.
Yes, but
some other bands.
People have been wanting to see Prairie View Norfolk for forever. I'm sorry.
I know.
And
the powers that be need to make that happen.
I know.
It would be weird I want to see it, but it would be weird for me because
it wouldn't be weird for me.
I mean, y'all family, it's weird. Like, I don't know.
Like weird in a bad way. I think it would be like
it'll be good, but it's like I can't be like my normal. We gonna kill them or it ain't gonna be there because.
Oh yes, it is.
Okay, I
don't think so. Like it's not. I don't know that it would be the same. Like I don't know. I know y'all, so I don't think we faced anybody that I know that I'm like,
Gotcha.
Well,
I'm gonna do my job, but it ain't gonna be the same.
I would get you revved up, girl. I call you. I would call you like the day before and be like, look at here. look, this is how it's gonna be when we get there, okay? I know we friends
Lord.
now. I know we friends now. We on the show together and stuff. I know we friends. But look, tomorrow, don't you talk to me.
Don't you talk to me. Oh my God.
Me,
Don't even look this way.
Did
you?
I'd be like,
hilarious. I love
no, but I think it would be dope. For that to happen. Somebody needs to make that happen. I don't know who, but make it happen.
Maybe we can figure it out. Maybe the powers that be, maybe we're just speaking into existence
we could
right
get
now.
the football teams to act right.
You know, we could, you know, it's set up that way. We could have, you know, this celebration bowl, but you know, both of them would have to do what they supposed to do. And what's the odds of that? So
they could do, okay, who runs the Swag Me Act Challenge? That's what we need.
No, because they could do that too. That would
work.
We're in that in like next year, but it's like us and fam, and I don't feel right about that. Like
I don't feel right about that either.
They used to be in the MEAC. Like, no, I wanted somebody that's swag.
They just trying to save money. That's all they trying to do because fam is right
that was
down there,
terrible.
right down the road.
When I saw that, I was like, like they just left the MEAC. Like they not even swag all the way yet. Like, come on now.
They ain't got no swag hours. Exactly.
Right. You know,
thank you.
So, you know, I was hoping for somebody else, but you know, I'll take it.
Yeah. Man, yeah, they just keep messing us over. We need to tell the right person and be like, look.
Yeah, you know, we need to figure out how to make this thing work. You know, one of these shows, we're going to speak that thing. Listen, Norfolk State and Prairie View, I think that would just be
amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I want to see it. We're going to make it happen one way or another.
Yeah, we're going to figure that one out.
Okay, we'll see.
I'm not telling Dr. Zachary that we having this conversation, but
why? You don't think he wanna?
Oh no, he would enjoy it, but the fact
it would be nostalgic. I can't tell you the last time I saw either of you in person.
He would love it. He would love it, but the fact that we plotting behind the scenes and stuff. Don't you be calling nobody.
Yeah, I would be down for that. I was really excited last year. I thought because it was so close to you all that you all would be there, but
I was so disappointed.
When we found out, we were like, no. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm hoping that it'll line up one of these times.
Yeah,
it will. Some kind of way.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. So okay,
Maya, I gotta tell you here, sister, my sister from another mister. This topic right here.
Which one?
Coming out the gate with these episodes, ruffling these people's feathers. You know, these people gonna be in their feelings.
Well, shouldn't they be? They off work, ain't they? Or they doing? It's the summertime. They got time.
Because this here topic, you can't tell these people they shouldn't be in these seats.
Well, we ain't gonna say that. Okay. Let me ask y'all this: what inspired y'all to get in the seats that you are now? Is it something that you always knew that you wanted to do, or did it just kind of like fall into, or whatever feels good? Because I mean, we kind of hit it on it 2 weeks ago, the last show a little bit. I mean, sometimes it starts from the top, and every which way, especially as these generations are doing their things. I mean, we're kind of getting farther and farther away from tradition or what we expect the culture to be, because people just are able to go out and do whatever it is that they feel in their spirit to put out in the open. And it's just like, okay, well, with no structure, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. So, I mean, why not just scratch the surface? We could just scratch the surface a little bit. So
I think it's a discussion that needs to be had. But when I saw it, I said, "Ooh, Lord."
Yeah, like you ain't give me no warning, like none.
Honestly, it really just came off the top of my head today because I was trying to think about it, and I was reading. You know, I was like, "Is anything happening in the world right now?" Well, of course, there's a lot happening in the world, but I'm saying like that pertains to this.
Yeah,
I couldn't really think of nothing, so this is just what came. Should we switch? Y'all want to switch?
Nope. I
Okay.
think we should have it.
Right, let's
I
do our
think
thing now. You know, I'm Lady Facts. I'm the
Sure.
fact.
Absolutely.
I stick to the facts. I'm
We
gonna
need
drop.
the logic. We need the emotion. That balance, duality.
I'm gonna
right.
drop the facts. Okay.
No,
I
I
don't know what
mean,
I am. I'm just
but
happy to be here.
for your first question, no, I never thought that I would be in this seat.
Really?
No, I
Okay.
just think there were so many dope silkettes like
Mhm.
before me that that I thought would get this. I never thought I would be here. Like I still sometimes I'm kind of like what, but no, I never thought it was so many people who have like done so much for the section and like contributed so much. I never thought it would be me.
That's
I just
interesting.
didn't think I would be here. Like I don't know, in my mind, I could rattle off like 10 names of people who have, were awesome, like, and continue to be awesome, continue to support the section, continue to do things.
Mm.
And here I am. So no, I did not know. I mean, I kind of actually, my first like gig of like instructing, Dr. Zachary and Miss Sean gave it to me. I had just stopped marching in Norfolk State, and she did a camp, and what was it, Nasman River, and they asked me to facilitate. That's the first time I ever did it, and I was like, "Oh, this is kind of dope," But as far as coaching the actual Silkettes, it had never like crossed my mind. Like no.
It was for me. It was a journey. That just things just kept happening and happening because my first team was Howard University, and I knew nothing. I mean, and they ran me ragged. They will even tell you that today. They'll be like, "Ooh, Miss Sean, we gave you a hard time." They really did, and I didn't know what I was doing, and I started with them, but my main job changed, and I relocated, so I had to give them up. So there was a little time where I wasn't coaching, and then I moved to Atlanta, and I was living in Atlanta, and a friend of mine was like, "Hey, at the school I work at, they want to start a dance team." And they want to start a dance team, and they looking for a coach, and they want them to look like the dolls. And I was like, well, do they know that I'm old and that I can't make them look like the dolls? But they're like, no, okay, you should go talk to the band director, whatever. So, and intro Mr. Walter McKelvey down at Morrow High School. So I started that team at Morrow High School in Morrow, Georgia, and I coached them for the whole time that I was in Atlanta. And then, I, through Dr. Sanford and, the consortium guys, I ended up going to South Carolina State. And then, what happened after that? I met somebody. So I ended up going to Norfolk. And then we ended up here. So it was just a journey. And I never thought, like when we came here to Prairie View, I didn't think that I was going to coach. It was not in my mind to coach at all. And then here I am. So that just goes to show you that you just never know. You never know how you're going to get there. So it was always something that I really enjoyed doing. But I didn't think I was going to be doing it in the SWAC. No, not by any stretch. So
if y'all okay, Portia, if you had a choice, would you stay in the MEAC or would you ever like switch? I mean, wait, I don't know if that's controversial or not. If not, I get it.
Coaching,
whatever that means to you.
Is your dedication to the Silkettes or is your dedication to coaching?
Fair.
Oh,
Lord, they're shaking the table.
That's kind of hard because, well, what I'll say is this: is that, it's kind of half and half. I love the style that we have, and that it's separate and it's not like anything else. But I mean, two of my high school years, we had a different coach, and we twirled nothing like the Silkettes. It was more, flowy, kind of standard flag, really, really, feminine, really, really, standard flag. And I mean, I enjoyed that. And then my senior year, we got a coach who was an old Spartan guard from Norfolk State, and he completely changed our style. And that was my taste of the Silkette style at first. And I was like, wow, this is different. And he would show us tapes. And of course, in this area, being from Richmond, we, heard about the Spartan Legion and, all that other kind of stuff. So I know both. I could probably coach, anybody if I wanted to. But I mean, unless, God has something else in store for me, I kind of think, I'll do my job here until it no longer serves me or it's no longer a fit for the program. And then I probably won't coach anymore, but I don't know. I never thought I'd be here. So who knows? But, and then it would be, would somebody else want me? Maybe they think I'm limited to just this style because that's what I march, but not necessarily, because when I did the camp for you all at Nasman River, they didn't twirl like us. Right. So it was more about cleaning up what they did and teaching them, marching techniques and how to control the pole and all of that. So all of that goes into it as well. And that's standard. Mm-hmm. So I'm not wedded to this. I love this style. I love the program. I say all the time, it changed my life and the trajectory of my life. But if I met a husband or something or moved across the country and there was a need, I don't know that I would absolutely say no. It would be more about, does my style of teaching, who I am, fit with the program? Because that matters. You need to be aligned as far as the goals and what the expectations are. So that would be more important than the style. The techniques, the basics and stuff like that, that's standard. So it would just be more so aligned with what they're looking for and what I'm willing to offer. So
yeah, I guarantee you, if you meet somebody and move away, somebody's gonna be calling you. Oh, did you know Portia live here? Call her. They're gonna be doing it. That's how I ended up in Nasman River.
Yeah.
Well, she's here. She ain't doing nothing. Call her.
Yeah.
No, she ain't doing nothing. Okay, let's see. So given where we are now, what would you, do you, how should we phrase this, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking about, do you think that there is a certain amount of time or experience or what have you that one should have after being a part of an organization and then going back to serve it? And I say that because, right, like especially just going off of different generations or what have you, like there can be a very drastic change in style or in the look of the things or even down to uniforms or what have you, depending on who's in the front and what their background is. And I mean, just honestly, the younger generation versus the older generation, there's a totally different aesthetic. There's a totally different eye. And I would like to say that the older generation is able to have a broader view, as opposed to the younger generation. It's a little more just like cutthroat and just like one way, because that's what they're used to. So do you think that it makes sense for, I just finished my last year, I'm gonna be the sponsor?
No, I don't think that should happen. And it's not. Go ahead, Ms. Shawn. I'll let you answer first. I think that is a horrible idea.
No, you go first. Go ahead.
I think you need to be careful about that, even with staff members who aren't related to the auxiliary. And here's why I say that. They're friends with these people. Mm-hmm. And that's not, to me, I've never seen that go well. Mm-hmm. There needs to be some separation from the generations. More importantly, you need life experience. When I left Norfolk State, I was a better person than the one that showed up at that '06 band camp, but I needed to grow. I needed to learn. And now I understand the difference from being a section leader and a coordinator. And that's key. There are two totally different roles. And that time I learned life lessons. I learned I'm a lot calmer. I found different ways to convey messages. And that person that left, well, I didn't march my last year. I was done the year that I graduated and became a Zeta, but I needed that time to be away from the program. By the time that I came back, when I started coming around after Chanel became the coordinator, it had been years. What was that, 18, 17? So almost 10 years. I'd had a number of professional, jobs and different things in life that had made me a different person. And I needed that. I needed that growth. And I didn't know I had been around the section, so I knew names, but that was the extent. I didn't know these students. I didn't have any connection to these students. I didn't have any loyalties to these students. So I was able to do my job and do it effectively.
And that's important. That's really important. What you said about not having loyalties to the students. That is so important. I would say that it depends. At PV, we actually have graduate assistants, and we had them at Southern as well.
Yeah, we have them at Norfolk. Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's possible that they may graduate and then go straight to being on staff. It's very possible. But right. You have to, your leadership has to make it clear. That person has to have the maturity to be able to move from student to graduate assistant or student director. In my case, I have student directors. And they have to be able to move from there to there to there, and understand that it's different, where, like our graduate assistant now is Khalil, that he's no longer Khalil to y'all. He's Mr. Deanda now, right. And so it's a little bit different though for dance and auxiliary. Than it is for like a band director.
Absolutely.
It's a little bit different. So that person has everything that you said, Portia, is so true. It's really, really true, because I find that, that maturity level can be there or cannot be there. And then sometimes what will happen is they're not ready to let go of the spotlight. And the spotlight is bright for dance team, is bright, especially now with social media. So being away from it and disconnecting yourself from it, and then being able to come back and offer, what you can, and everything that you've gained and you've grown, to me is the ideal situation.
Yep.
That spotlight, that's gonna be triggering the something, Lord.
It's not even just the spotlight. It's that control. Like I say all the time, like I had my time. Those routines and stuff that you see, that's their creativity. Like they may ask me, what do you think about this? Or can you help us with this piece? But that's their creative, space. And so a lot of times if there's not that separation, well, I would have done this here. Well, it ain't about what you would have done. It's about what they want, So that disconnection and understanding the change in roles is imperative to the success of the squad, because then it becomes a power struggle, or they become so dependent on you that they can't function without you. And that's not okay. So it's about what's best for the section. And there might be some instances, and it's different with musicians.
Sure.
But in this realm, especially if the person you're talking about was a section leader, there needs to be a break.
Mm-hmm. There needs to be a break. There needs to be a break. And even right now, as far as the student director is concerned for the Foxes or for Color Guard, sometimes I need them, sometimes I don't. And it depends on the captains. I have some captains who are just extremely strong. Like last year, Hammy was a general. Hammy cracked that whip. Y'all better be out here in 5, 4, 3. Boy, she cracked that whip. Let me tell you. And you know, other captains have different methods. It's not that they're ineffective. It's not that. It's just their style is different. Mm-hmm. So you really have to take that into consideration when you're looking at a student director or a graduate assistant, and especially if they are about to move into a position as a coach or a director or something like that. You know, you need somebody that can make it known that, hey, I'm the director, you're the captain, you're accountable to me. You know, they have to be mature enough to be able to do that.
Okay, that's interesting, because now my thought is, okay, so you said coach, director. Now that makes me think, who's able to do what, right? Because we have some people who have the luxury of being able to have multiple persons on staff. You have a coordinator, you have a director, you have a sponsor, you have a this, that, and a third, and then you have sometimes a one-man, one-woman show, right? Is there like equal need to be qualified or a tier of qualifications to be able to meet certain levels, or maybe like maybe we need to back up a step? Essentially, what is the title of the show? Like, what makes someone qualified? Does it have to be on paper? You have to be able to say, these my credentials, whatever, what have you. Do we believe it's more of a case by case type of situation, or where do we draw the line of who can say, I'm going to take over University of St. Carla Jeans, whatever, and we're going to be the G-Nets, and I'm about to put these whomever on the 50 and period. I mean, sure, anybody can say that, but being in your seats and being able to say, like, hey, this my damn credential shit. You know, like, how do y'all feel about that?
I think it's different. It's to me, and Ms. Sean, tell me, it's a case by case. Okay. Because if you look at me, I mean, I marched in high school, I marched for the Legion. I've done a couple of workshops, but that's the extent.
Okay.
So some people could feel like I'm not qualified. But it's a little different for dance completely. But I do think, and this is a pet peeve of mine, on the high school and college levels, there needs to be some years of experience. I'm saying you did not show up to a band camp and didn't make it.
Okay.
Or you were there, but you barely made the field. I'm sorry, you were part of that program, but you don't have real life experience. And so I do think that you should be familiar. And the other thing with me is, I don't just look at HBCU bands, all kinds of stuff. Earlier, before we got on here, I was looking at some WGI stuff and looking at some videos and picking up some stuff that we can translate and use. And, you know, so it's about being knowledgeable and seeking knowledge. To me, part of being a coach is being a constant learner. You can't expect that these students are not being stagnant and you're being stagnant. Like, you know, it just has to be about, so it's about the person, and it needs to be evaluated on a case-by-case basis. I haven't been to multiple schools. I haven't even had a high school squad, but I take and I learn and I pick people's brains, and I'm trying to be the best I can for these students. And that includes me getting off of work today, going to one Zoom about a workshop I'm getting ready to do, pulling some videos, getting the links. I'm gonna go learn this stuff so I can teach them. And then, you know, it's about growing, it's about being better, and it's the mindset. But I do think you need to have some collegiate experience if you're going to coach, at least collegiate experience before coaching a high school or college squad. I just do. I'm not. It's nice that you marched in high school, but that doesn't do it for me.
But how do you get that experience?
You got to go to college. I mean, or some additional, I'm going to say after high school experience. If you want to go and pick up some classes and learn, I mean, WGI has whole workshops, you know, and all these things that can expand your palate. Seek the knowledge. You know, I get it. Every college is not for everybody, but you need to be able to bring something other than to me at high school, I was limited. I was limited, you know, and being in college, though we marched a certain way, I got to see other stuff. I have interest in other stuff. And there are ways to take that stuff and utilize it and still be the Silkettes, you know. And if I went somewhere else, I would learn their style. I would still try to find ways to grow and incorporate new things. So there are ways to seek, you know, knowledge, and we just have to do it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I think a certain amount of years of experience matters, because that also shows you that this person is willing to seek and to grow and to expand, which you want your squad to be able to do, because anything that is not evolving is dead.
Right. I think it depends on what the needs of the squad is. It also depends on your leadership and accountability structure in the band overall. So that really determines the type of person that you need, what kind of experience. I know my internet has been. Is it my internet still doing the weird thing?
We can hear you clear.
Okay. When I was at Southern, same thing that I told you, Maya, same thing happened at PV. Ms. Perkins retired, and we had a year with no director, and that was my crab year. And then it was terrible. And then the next year comes up, and we get a sponsor and a choreographer. Our need, Dr. Greggs wanted.
We jinxed it.
Yep.
We jinxed it.
Yep. It just happened, Miss Shawn. Hold on. Hold in the road, Miss Shawn. Just hold on. Okay, there we go.
You're back. Go ahead.
I'm back now. That he was going to have to bring somebody in that did not have that experience. Because he wanted something different, but that was Dr. Greggs. He was a visionary, and he wanted something different. So he brought in Greer Goff, and she's from New Orleans. Greer had choreographed for movies, and she did a lot of modern and African, and she did every style you could think of. And she was just real, you know, very educated, very talented. She came in and she was our choreographer. And of course, you know, when she choreographed that first dance, we were like, what?
It's not what I signed up for, girl. What?
I did not sign up for this. What is this? You know, but over time, if it wasn't for Greer, who knows how long it would have taken for the Dolls to get where they are now. I think they would eventually have gotten to where they are now, but who knows how long it would have taken them to get where they are. And so that was our need at the time. and she had no college experience, she had no high school experience, but she came in and she filled the need. So you have to assess what's going on at your program and what is it that you need. Some people need straight technician. They don't
Right.
want to be in charge. They don't want to do uniforms. They don't want to, be after their grades. They don't none. They want to come in, they want to choreograph, and they want to get out of there. That's all they want.
Right.
Some people are better at doing the whole, the whole thing. And if you're going to do that, you do need that experience. You need to bring in that experience, because the genre is very specific, and so I still go back to the question is, if you're someone who aspires to do that, how do you get it? But networking plays a part as well.
Mhm.
Networking. If it wasn't for Dr. Sanford and Mr. Ellis and Mr. Washington, I would never have ended up at South Carolina State. Never. If it wasn't for Mr. Newsom and Mr. Washington, I would have never ended up at Howard. So, networking is key. If you want to coach, then you need to start talking to some people, because you can't just go and apply and think you're going to get it. Because the job that we have, it requires trust.
Yep.
It
And
requires
people ask, the HBCU band world has long memories.
Mhm.
Yes.
And they ask, what do you
Yeah.
know about this person?
Right.
What do they bring to the table? What else comes with them? So, and you mentioned she didn't have high school or college experience, but she had dance experience. You have to have some knowledge of this thing. Now, I don't get it, but I see it, and I've seen it in HBCU band where they're around, so you put them over that area.
Right.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So.
Wait, you mean around like they just be like in the background just looking until somebody comes? What you mean?
What I'm saying is there was a band that had a HBCU band, a prominent band that had a drum major / flag coordinator. And I was like, well, how'd that work?
Skirt.
Responsible for both?
Only thing I can guess is they said twirling is twirling, and here you go. But to me, that's a disservice to the students.
Gotcha. Okay.
It was confusing to me. It's still confusing to me. I want to go and check and see if that's still the case today.
Did it work? Did it work out for them?
No, the product was not where it had been or where it should be, and you saw a decline in my opinion. So there needs to be some thought in this thing. There needs to be some consideration of what experience you're providing to the students. That has to be a priority of the band director. Like, you need a body. You can't just throw somebody in there. I understand, like, Michonne, you had a year where it was nobody. Yeah, but that shouldn't be the norm. That shouldn't be the standard. It shouldn't go on. So yeah, stuff like that just isn't.
Yeah, we started off talking about the generational gap, and there is this misconception that this generation is more independent than we were, and that they can function on their own and we couldn't. And that is so not true. That's
totally backwards of what I'm experiencing.
Right. Me too.
And I'm going to tell you now, I got this thing that I say, and I tell Mr. Bethea every year, if a mother comes to you or a parent comes to you, and I told them politely, ma'am, I do not talk to mamas. I said it. I'm sorry. I'm not going to try to translate band world to you. You're not here. You don't understand. Now, if you want to coach your child on how to have this conversation with me, fine. But I'm not discussing anything with you because you're not here. I don't do middlemen. And it is just what it is. I'm sorry, ma'am. Your child has a complaint or a grievance. Please have them contact me. They have every form of communication that they have. And out of 150 band practices in a season, I may miss 2. I am available at all times. But that's what it is now. My mother would have never called anybody. Not a single person at my entire time here. My mother never called a single person at Norfolk State University. Okay.
Right.
So I'm not used to, when I got down there, when I went to my first band camp, she said, hey, listen, it's going to suck. I did not march in a band, but my mother marched for Morgan in the 70s. She said, it's going to be tough. It is going to, but I didn't raise a quitter. I called her one day and said, everything on me hurt. Everything, my toenails, my nails, my eyebrows, everything hurt. Yeah. I have never seen nothing like this in my entire life. And I only get 4 hours of sleep. And she said, this is extracurricular, LaPortia. Extracurricular. You went and found them people. They did not come and find you.
Right.
Are you a quitter? Because I didn't think I raised anybody who would quit. You're not going to quit. So you got it out. Go to sleep, get your couple of hours, and call me tomorrow.
Basically.
But we do have different things that we have to be concerned about now that we didn't have to be back then. Your mom could get away with telling you that, and she was right. She was right. My mom did the same thing to me. She dropped me off and bye. She wasn't chasing after me. But, this day and time, there's a lot more that we have to deal with. And as coaches, and that's another reason why, going back to the thing about should you move from performing to coaching, there's so much that we deal with now in terms of Title IX, in terms of the Clery Act, in terms of just, I call all these rules and acts, I call them see something, say something rules. Yep. You have to report. There's all these reporting requirements. There's, you have to pay attention to what's going on, making sure that people aren't showing signs of depression or anxiety or all those things that we didn't have to. So it does require maturity, and it requires the ability and the willingness to learn and to grow and to be that person in these young people's lives. Like I said, you think you're done with it in high school, and you're not.
No, and I'm second mom. I'm a therapist. I'm so many things that I don't know that I was all the way ready for. But here I am. I got this going on. I got that going on. Right. What am I supposed to do about this? What am I supposed to do about that? How am I supposed to handle this? How am I supposed to handle that? So it's so much more to this thing. And that's why you have to be in the right frame of mind. You have to me, have that separation and that experience to be able to balance it all.
Yeah.
And I know coming straight out of Norfolk State, I didn't. That girl would not be a successful coach.
And you also have to be able to read the room. That's what I tell people. Some people, I've had people on my teams where some just did not care for me, and I didn't know it.
I haven't had that yet. Or maybe they do and I don't know.
Or maybe they don't like or they don't respond to your style of mentoring or leadership. And if you don't stop and think about that, for a minute. I used to always get accused. Mike tell you, I used to always get accused of playing favorites, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
And I used to always have to explain, I'm not playing favorites. I'm not. I have to deal with each young lady separately.
Accordingly, yeah.
They're individual people. So the way I dealt with Maya was different than the way I dealt with Ashante, which was different than the way I dealt with Taylor, which was different than the way that I dealt with Alex, which was, you understand, because they all had different needs.
Right.
And you can't just give the whole, bucket of water method and just toss it out there and think it's going to cover everybody. It's not. It's not going to do that. You have to pay attention to the people that come into your program. And that takes, again, patience and a willingness to be able to do that, because you're not just, unless they specifically hired you for choreography, that is a part of your job.
Yeah. No, facts. Because Miss Shaw would say, look, this right here gonna happen, this right here, and it's gonna happen. I'd be like, okay. Lo and behold, this right here happened, this right here, this right here happened. Because you've already seen this gonna group together, this gonna do like this, they gonna do this, and I'd be like, okay. So with that thought, because my mind was thinking, there's been a lot of turnover when it comes to coaches, sponsors, or directors lately that I've seen. One school in particular. What do we attest that to? Do we think that that's from the top of, okay, like a quarterback, right? A quarterback in the NFL, if you don't fulfill your contract, or if you got 56,000 interceptions or whatever the case may be, cut, right? You're not doing what I called you here for. Or is that like an internal, what causes the turnover, if anything? I'm sure it is a case-by-case basis, but do you think it can be alleviated or minimized if we say, hey, in order to get this job, you have to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G? Do we think that we're letting people into these seats too easily without a correct vetting process? Or do you think it's just on the backside? Like, I'm able to go through the vetting process. I'm able to talk the talk, walk the walk, but I'm not able to walk the walk. When I get hands, feet on the job, and it's not just, oh, I just thought I was going to be making cute uniforms and sitting on the side while the girls do what they do. Maybe it's a mix of all that. Or what have you guys seen or experienced?
I think it's a little bit of everything.
Fair. I mean,
I
think so too.
You're not checking on these people's character, or asking enough questions. Like, I've been in a number of situations and asked questions like, well, what made you pick that person? And they were like, well, they said they did this. But did you ask anybody?
Did you follow up?
No. Oh, okay. Interesting. Especially when the person is saying their experience or their qualifications came from somewhere local. And in this day and age, it doesn't even have to be local. I just think you need to ask questions. Like, if you ask anything about me, the most they'll say is when she was in the band, she was mean. She was mean.
That's it.
That's all you're gonna get. You know what I'm saying? It's no real skeletons. It ain't nothing crazy. She was mean. But if they met me and are interacting with me now, I'm not that person. But people don't ask enough questions. And to me, character is big, because you want these people to be able to demonstrate or do the things you're asking from the squad, but you also want to be creating good people. And if this person is not a good, they're not actually a good person, they can't help you create good people. And inadvertently, people tell you who they are. You just got to pay attention to the signs. Like, I don't know what squad you're referring to, but recently somebody was let go and they put up posted the letter and all that other stuff. And I was like, oh, child. But
You
I don't try to be shady, but y'all remember on the call when I was like, is this one person every time the band is going down the street, they taking selfies and stuff like that, and they always in the middle?
I feel you, my G. I feel you.
That's who I was talking about. It was a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And so the posting of the letter and shutting the page down,
yeah,
I wasn't surprised by any of that because I saw it.
Mm-hmm.
I like that squad. I watch they dance. I think they do some cute stuff, and they outfits some of be risque, but a lot of be cute.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, and so I watched them, and I was like, who is that, and where she come from, and why is she in the camera again? You know, and so none of those actions after that were a surprise to me. Because I could tell that it was a lot about her. And so character.
Yeah, character is extremely important. I guess I've been accused of being a prude. You know,
in what way? What are you talking about?
Too old school. I'm not quick to jump on all these trends and social media, this and that and the third, and you know what I'm saying. I'm very. I remember when they first asked me, could they have a Instagram? I was like, no. What do we need that for? Mm-hmm. No. And if somebody starts talking smack on the page, who gonna handle that? No. You know. And so I'm slow, you know, to move to that. I feel
too, so I guess I must be approved because some stuff is just
I didn't jump willingly into all of this new stuff that's taken over our genre. And I'm still very cautious because at the end of the day, everything that shows up, everything that happens in the media, those I have young ladies, I have people, I have humans that are behind that. And my job is to protect them, you know, even if I have to protect them from themselves. But that is my job. And I tell them all the time, you know, once you graduate or once you leave Foxes or Twirling Thunder, you can go off and do whatever the heck you want to do.
Live your best life. But while you here,
you're not going to do, you're going to do what I say. Mm-hmm. And so it's you character and again, just willingness to learn. And can you get along with the band staff?
Okay.
You have to get along with the band staff because at the end of the day, they have your back. They're the ones, you know, that is one thing. And it was the same way at Norfolk State. You know, we tried our best to you know, to be on one accord. At South Carolina State, it was the same thing. At PV,
it cut out a little bit, Miss Shawn. Hold on just a second. There we go. Almost.
I know. I was waiting on it. It makes these little circles when it does. Okay. I know when I have to come back. So yeah, I mean, here we get along and we respect one another, and that is one of the things that Dr. Zachary ensures, that we respect one another and that we help each other. You know, so you have to be able to fit into that structure. And another thing is, like, when we bring somebody in, we all interview them, all of them. And we're like, is that person going to fit here? It's either yes or no. You know, so all of that is just really, really important. But I really feel like, and this is just my personal opinion, which is not that opinion of any of my employers or of the National HBCU Auxiliary Dance Directors Association. My opinion is, you know, you have to, you know, have that, you have to be in tune. You can't be in it for you. You have to be in it. You have to remember what your goals are and what your what your charge is. And I tell them all the time, you are the face of the university. You cannot take it off when you go do your heels class. You cannot take it off when you twerking on the stage. You can't.
Mm-hmm.
You represent Prairie View A&M University 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
In the same way that the staff does.
Whether
In
you
the
like
same
it
way
or
that I
not.
do. You know, I have a lot more. I used to say before I got on the staff at Norfolk State, a lot more about band on my social media pages. Even here, I kind of tread lightly. I'll allude to stuff, but I don't try to call people out directly because I don't want that to reflect negatively on the program. You know, I have a lot of opinions about a lot of stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
A lot of this stuff.
We are all opinionated.
Mm-hmm.
Like, ooh, what? I kind of got to keep it to myself, or I have my small group of people in a text thread that we be like, girl, did you see that? What is wrong with this person? Or here they go again. Or, you know, did you see this? You know, because I don't want it to be, you know, perceived that this is the way the staff at Norfolk State works, or this is how, you know, and some of it is like normal opinions that people have. I'm sure that the things that I think, you know, people thought the same thing when I saw her in the front in the pictures with the selfies walking down the street. Like, you know,
most people have to most photographers have to remind me to get in the pictures. And they're just like, Miss Shawn, come on, get in the picture. I was like,
you want to, you know, I think to this right now, I don't have any pictures with them.
I don't doubt it. I don't.
When we were in Houston, you know, they were like, Kevin was like, take a picture, you and Chanel. But I don't, this their time. Yeah. I can send you the footage of me.
Yeah.
That's where I am. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, I just want this to be about them. Like, if they kill it, I'm winning. Like, I that's it. Like, I don't quite understand all of that.
Yeah, unless we're taking a picture like a staff picture,
right?
Or they're saying, "Hey, I need a picture of you for XYZ." Fine, I'll take the picture. But otherwise, I'm overdoing something else, and they're like, "Where's Miss Shawn?"
You be having to pry her away, and then when she come, she get right there on the edge. She be out of there.
Right?
Girl, come on, Shawn, come on.
So I mean,
what? Cheese? Okay, I'm gone.
No, and I think, you know, I don't know why I am the way that I am or why I feel the way that I feel about it. But I enjoy what I do, and I enjoy every aspect of it. It's not just the dance part or the color guard part. It's not.
Wait, there's some good stuff. I need for the, wait a minute. I need for this internet to go on and get some act right. Okay, there we go.
It's Xfinity, y'all. Don't get it. It's Xfinity. Don't get it.
Well, I would tell you, my Verizon was doing something weird last night. I called them today and laid them out.
Yeah, don't get it. It's Xfinity, but it's not just putting the shows together. You know, I enjoy putting my spring show together way more than I do like putting halftime shows together. Spring show, that's my thing. I love it, you know, but there's so many things I love about what we do. And so you have to love it because you are with these people all the time. All the time you with them. And they become your family. They're your family. And if you are not a family-oriented person, this is going to be hard for you. Being a coach is going to be hard. You know, your spouse or significant other has to be very understanding.
Because you're going to miss a lot of time. You're going to miss a lot of time.
I mean, when you think about it, most weeks, 6 out of 7 days, some weeks, 7 out of 7, you know.
Look, let me tell you, it happened a while ago, so I can tell you this story. Before I came to Norfolk, I was at South Carolina State. And I was dating. This was before. And I was kind of halfway. I was just hanging out with somebody from Atlanta, and every time I turned around, he was like, "You're just spending so much time with them." and I'm gonna have to come up there and see what you doing. I was like, oh no, the hell are you not?
Yeah. I mean, it has to be at the very least, but I've experienced this with my sorority life too. Like, you know, because before I got on the staff, I was vice president of my grad chapter.
Yeah.
So, you know, I was dating this guy that was like, why you always got something to do? My response was, you don't have enough to do.
Thank you.
You need a life. That's the problem here. I'm not the issue.
Yeah.
You need a hobby or something. I don't know. So it has to
find something to do. Get on equipment staff. Tote some water or something. You know, it's.
I don't know. You have to have.
Yeah.
You sacrifice so much. It has to be somebody. You have to have. If you dating somebody supportive.
Yeah.
Or somebody who understands this life, because it is a lot. It is 24/7. You know, and I'm gonna tell you, I enjoy it, but Miss Shawn, I'm gonna be 110% honest. At that last game, when the Legion go down, clap, boom, I'll be like, oh God, thank you. You got me through another, you know. I mean, because it is a nonstop go from. I mean, I don't know when it stops. Like, you think about it now, like
does it?
It doesn't stop, but at least normally after like the Christmas parade and our last game, we have a break, and then I'll start, you know, I'll do an interest meeting in January, and we'll do some spring training and stuff like that, and then we go straight into auditions and blah blah blah. But at least there's a little bit of time. I'm not even gonna get that this year, okay, because we're going to the Rose Bowl, so they're staying here later, and we got practices, and then I think I get a couple days for Christmas, and then we got to come back, and then we fly into California, and you know, so
you know what the devil is. Let me tell you Honda.
Okay, now I don't know if they bringing it back. I don't know if they bringing it back, but I told Bethea, I said, sir, if they call us, okay, let me explain something to you. I'm gonna need a break, okay? I don't. If they call you, I can't tell you what it take you to direct the bands, but please understand that I'm gonna need a little minute to just. Because if we go from, you know, that to that, I'm gonna be like, Jesus, what is happening, Lord?
Let me tell you something. Honda is one of those love-hate relationships that you have.
I already knew that's what you was gonna say. That's why I said Honda.
Yep. You know exactly what I was going to say. It's a love-hate relationship. I love Honda. I do. I love Honda. I love Honda. I love going to Honda. I love seeing everybody.
I know y'all couldn't hear me, but the last one they had before COVID, right? We came and we had on all our Norfolk State stuff.
I saw y'all.
It was like 5 of us, right?
Yeah.
I cheered so loud for y'all because I was like, I'm gonna just go. And you know, I had a blast because I hadn't been since we had been in it, you know. So
I love Honda. I love preparing for Honda. I do. But it's like right after you finish, first you got to come back. You got to come back from the Christmas holidays early. Okay, so all right. Then, but you get into the groove, and so you good. You in rehearsal. I feel sorry for y'all up there on the East Coast because it be cold. Okay, so y'all be out there practicing.
Your husband did not care.
Yeah, cold. Be cold out there. Okay, and then but for me, I go into depression when we get on that bus. Y'all,
how far is that for y'all on the bus?
18 hours? Is it 18? I think it's about 18.
Well, it's somewhere between 16 and 18 hours because you know we have to stop to eat.
Too many.
Oh no!
It's a day. It's a day. It's a whole day.
That ain't even. When it's only like 9 or 10 from here, maybe 12 when we stop. But
no, that depression sets in when you get on the bus, and then you get there, and then you start having a little fun, and you're like, okay, I'm at Honda, cool. You know, you start liking it. You start having a good time. You go to rehearsal. We always peak at rehearsal. Like the show is chaos before we get to Atlanta, and as soon as we get into that final rehearsal, it's like God just breathes on us
Well, then it's real at that
And then,
point.
yeah, and then the
I
show.
mean, because I know for me, when we were preparing, it was kind of like, oh, we going to Honda for the first time, blah, blah, blah. But it was like, this like regular band practice.
Yeah.
We walked in that dome. I was like, wait a damn minute.
Yep. 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 And then right before the performance, when you sitting in the stands and they give you that corn dog, you go into depression again. Okay. And then, but then right before you getting ready to perform, you be like, yeah, okay, you ready? And then right after that, after performance is over and you got to get on that bus for them 18 hours again, you in depression again.
Yep.
So yeah, it's a love-hate relationship with Honda. You know, I love the concept.
I don't know. And then we kind of, the scariest scenario for me would be, it's not allowed in the MEAC. So if we win,
Of it
and go
all.
to the Celebration Bowl, then Pasadena, then Honda, let me tell y'all something. Okay.
You're going to be a tired sister, girl.
Girl, we're going to have to come get you. We're going to have to come get you. Yeah, what I'm seeing UC Dance was saying he was at Honda
Norfolk
in 19.
wasn't at Honda in 19?
No, but we were, and that was our best show.
Yeah. Y'all did the storm.
Yeah.
The smoke. I was like, look at this. But yeah. I don't know. Yeah. It's a busy life. So you gotta really be all in. And I mean all in.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Yeah. So I wanted to circle back a little bit. Do y'all think, or from what you've experienced, or just what you think, with your hat off, is there gender bias when it comes to coaching? Not necessarily in the HBCU world or what have you, but do you think there's a gender bias? Because UC Dance put in a couple of things, and now that we have a little bit more clarification, do you think that there's a gender bias with coaches? I mean, we can go HBCU, we can branch off a little bit. And do you think that as things continue to go, there will be more of an opening or more, not necessarily room, but do you think we'll see more male coaches, sponsors, this, that, and the third? Either way, either one.
I think it's somewhere in the middle right now.
Yeah.
I think it's getting better. I definitely think that there was an issue, but I think slowly it's getting better.
Yeah.
I know Mel. I know Celebrity, D Perkins. I know Chance. I know Jamie. And these are my brothers. I love them. But I think what's key is that the qualities and the characteristics have to be the same across the board.
Yep.
So everything that we're saying fits for everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody, regardless of who you are, whether you male, female, whether you came from an HBCU environment or not.
Right, or not.
Now, say for example, you came from a community team or a majoretting team environment, and you're moving in to a different, either a high school that does show style or an HBCU. There's a difference. There are different things and qualities and qualifications that you have to have because you're moving from one environment to the next environment. Right. Mm-hmm. And so I think we have to get to the point where we're able to have these honest conversations.
Right.
About, look, let's understand that these are the qualifications. Period. For whomever. And,
right.
But I think it's gonna continue to grow, and it's there.
There.
It's like also the coach at Stillman, male coach.
Yeah. And I
Um,
mean, like I said, we twirled one way the first 2 years of my high school experience. And then we got a male coach who was our old Spartan guard. That man changed my life. You know, he pushed me in ways that I didn't think, you know, and now I remember calling him, like seeing him, running into him, telling him I was going to be the Silcat, you know, section leader. And, you know, it's some amazing talent out here, but it needs to, the standard is the standard. I think that causes more of an issue than it being a male or a female is what's your standard, you know, and how do we continue to foster environments that are beneficial to the student? That's it. Like that's the priority. And so if that comes in the form, whatever form that comes in, it, you know, it is what it is. Like one of the best high school dance lines that I see right now, that I see in person, is Eastern High School in DC.
Absolutely.
Jamie's beast.
Jamie is a beast.
I mean, like, I would put them up against some colleges today.
Right.
Today.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So the talent is there.
The talent is there.
The standard is the standard.
And the thing that I what I love about Jamie is he is as protective of the culture as we are. You know, it's not a personal thing. It's not a me thing for him. He loves what he does. And you know, he loves it. Then he's also a cheer coach on top of that. You know, so you know, but you're right. I think like you said, the standard is the standard, and we have to raise our coaches, male or female, to understand that standard is standard, you know.
So how do we do that? How do we raise the coaches to do so? Because at this point, are we able to recover? Because I mean, if we want to talk about a little bit what we hit on, the younger generations that are taking over a lot of these dance teams and a lot of these dance lines, some may say that now we're not on an uphill slope anymore. Maybe we're moving downwards, or maybe we're just here. This is just where we are now. How do we improve it, or how do we fix it? Or is it something that's just like, well, it's in its era and it's just going to have to die out however it may? Can we fix it? Can we not fix it? Or are we just here for the long or short haul? Because everybody doesn't necessarily have that support, or somebody that they can say, hey, I need help with this, or someone that's willing to say, hey, this is someone who has done this. Let me seek them to come in for a class, workshop, or just really, hey, I have this team, this responsibility fell in my lap. I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
You know what? That what you just said right there.
That happens, but you have to be willing to seek go after growth. You have to. I mean, you can't say it fell in my lap, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm gonna do it. What does that mean? You know, like, you know, and some people aren't willing to learn. And see, to me, that's that character thing again. If you know as a band director who you're dealing with, then you should have snuffed that out already. But some of it is you got to volunteer them. You know, if you are a band director and you have somebody in a seat and they're not giving you what you want, that's a conversation. Sure. And if that involves, if you don't know, go find, then that's what it is. Like but I mean, any good coach is going to want to learn and grow from other people, pick people's brain. I love this show because I get knowledge from Miss Shawn. I only have to reach out. Here it is, you know, in my face.
Free game.
But I ask questions. You know, what do you think about this? How do we improve that? You know, different things. You know, there are ways. YouTube is a university.
It is.
I mean, if you want to just see, I mean, even if you see what other people are doing, you don't have to necessarily mimic it, but you can figure out, or it'll point you in the direction of resources or the marching band community. But see, that's that pride thing where I can't ask anybody anything because we're in competition.
Girl, that's another show. That's another show.
You know, I can't like what you're doing because it ain't what I'm doing, or
right.
I can't appreciate something else because I work for this university. That is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that you have to be able to say, well, what are you doing? Or how does that work? Or, you know, what have you changed? Or, you know, what are you doing different? You know, and it may work for your program, it may not. It may spark you to do something else. But how do you know if you're not talking to, like, it's the same thing with your professional life. If you want to go for a promotion or see somebody being successful at something that you want to do, you have to involve yourself, seek that knowledge. It's the same exact thing.
Yeah. And see, that's why I keep, you see those little memes and stuff on Facebook that says, you know, you need to change who you around. If, you know, if you the smartest one in the room, you know, and that is true. That's why I keep Mr. Ken around me. That's why I keep Miss Britt around me. That's why I keep Miss Dara, who I met totally by accident. I met Miss Dara by accident. If y'all want to know what her product is like, she was a former Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. And she go look at Fierce Factory on Instagram and check her out. Okay. But you know, these are the people that I keep around me. I don't want nobody that's like me. I want somebody who's better than me or different than me, you know? And so I keep these people, or these types of people around me. And I have other people who have asked, you know, can we come and can we work? Can we, you know, do a clinic? Da, da, da. Yeah, sure. Yeah, they need that exposure. They need that exposure. And so we have to be able to do that. We have to also, one of the things is sometimes we get stuck on stupid because of tradition. You know, some tradition is good. A lot of tradition is good, but any tradition that's keeping us from growing and moving and excelling is something that we need to take a look at. We need to discuss it. And that's a problem in our area.
So Maya, to your question, there are opportunities out there, but you have to be willing to seek them or to participate in them, or to ask questions of people. And it's not, to me, it doesn't reflect negatively on your abilities.
Sure.
It's what can I do to put myself in the best position to make what I've been assigned to do here successful? That's it. And, you know, the other piece that people don't want to talk about is constructive criticism. You know, why you so defensive? Give me feedback. I can't grow if I don't know. So tell me, you know, have you tried this, or this worked for me, or I noticed this? Tell me. But you also have to be receptive. And a lot of people can't take that. She criticizing me. Well, is that really what was going on? Growth. Every year, I just try to be better. Try to be more prepared. Try to learn something new. Try to take on something new. That's the answer to this.
Yeah. But one of the things that our corporate experience teaches us is how to talk to people. All of us.
True.
You know, we have to take that and move and use it, you know, in this environment, because that's important, especially these days. It is really important. You have to know how to talk to people. I have leadership training. We have leadership training in the Marching Storm for every person that wants to go into leadership. They're required to take it. And that is one of my biggest things. Oh my God, you got to learn how to talk to people. You know? So it's you're right, Portia. There's so much out there to learn, you know. So we got to want to go out there and get it.
Yeah. That's just so interesting, right? Because I think, and please correct me if I'm wrong, you guys are in a special place because you do have support. When we talk about going back to the band director or whomever, there are a lot of, or there may be band directors out here who don't give a damn, right? They acquire staff for color guard, auxiliary dance team. You do what you do. I just need the girls to be on the 50 or whatever the case may be when the time comes. And there's no interaction. There is no willingness to say like, hey, no, like, this is still the band. It's not the dance team, the color guard, and the band. This is the band. So how do we work together to make sure that all working parts are top tier? And so what I've gathered is that y'all have that support. So you in a good space. But the girls who don't, Lord help them.
Everybody does not have that. And I feel sorry for them. I really do. Because, you know, you need it. And you need that support. We are, you know, we all design our shows. I don't just design what the Foxes are going to do and then go, you know, slide it to them and say, this is what we going to, no. We all participate in show planning.
I don't even know how that works, because to me, what happens normally is we're sitting in the band room and we're gonna do this drill, and we have a running list of songs that we would like to do. We add, we check off once we've done them, and based on whatever the drill song is, you know, and whatever we're going for, then we'll pick a feature for us and for Hot Ice, and we'll go around. Or if I'm listening to a song and I'm like, I think Hot Ice should dance to this. Ebony, what do you think? Or, you know, what do y'all think? I thought this song would be hot for Hot Ice. Like, it's not, and I don't know how they operate in a situation like that, because we bounce ideas off each other all the time. You know what I'm saying? That creative space helps me, you know, and it's very important to what we do. And so I don't know how I would operate in a vacuum, you know, because what does that look like? Like, how are these? And I'm gonna tell you, if that's happening at a school, it probably shows in their shows, because it's not cohesive. It doesn't really quite fit together. But what I want to say, and I mean this because I want to see everybody win. If you're in a situation like that, I encourage you to reach out to your fellow dance, flag, auxiliary community. And it's not, I wouldn't take it no type of way. If you reach out to me and say, I'm in this situation, it's a hot mess, what do you think I should do? I'm gonna try to help you. You know, not experiencing that situation, but I can give you, you know, my perspective and what I think you should do to try to help yourself. Because you struggling by yourself does nothing for those students. And to me, if we're not thinking about them, we are failing. This is, you know, they're paying to be at this university and have an experience. And if, you know, your situation is set up to where they're not getting the best, reach out to somebody. Don't just sit in that and think this is where I got, you know, all I can do. You can get and pick people's brain and pull resources and things to do the best you can with what you have.
Yeah, but we do have a culture of feeling like we have to do it all ourselves, and that we can't ask for help, or we can't be seen as not knowing what we're doing. You know, it's part of the culture sometimes. It's part of the tradition sometimes, and that's one of the areas that needs to change. It just needs to change. You don't see the others doing this.
Because I was about to say, is this a Black woman thing? Because it's a black. Are we conditioned?
It's not just a Black woman thing. Because if we being real, a lot of these band directors can't even be in the same room together because their egos and the heads are so big, all of them can't fit.
Yeah, look, it's not. Look, I went and I presented at Texas Dance Educators Association. It's totally different vibe. Totally different vibe. They're all there to share and to help one another, and we try to get together and do stuff like that, and it just goes flat. it just
Because
goes.
we have, for some reason, in our mind as Black people, that your success and my success can't coexist.
Can't
Right.
dwell in the
There
same
are
lane.
lanes
Yes.
for everybody.
Yeah.
We're not competing for the same spot.
No.
So, why can't I give you some advice? Why can't I give you feedback? Why can't you ask me, well, what's your structure like? Or what do you use as planning tools? Or,
Yeah.
what is that?
Yeah.
What is it? What have you failed at that you could give me feedback on? Because
Right.
I don't do everything right.
There's pie for everybody.
Right.
There's enough pie for everybody. We just got to do better. And
No,
I know. I'm like, well, we was just getting into it.
Hey, hurry up. I know it's going to be a slow process.
Hurry up.
I'm getting good at this now. I'm getting good. I see the little circles. I'm like, okay, but I know it's going to be a process, but I think, I'm going to stay the course. I get discouraged sometimes, but I'm going to stay the course because I believe that what we do as coaches is important. It is so important. It's not, I don't want people trying to take what we do and trivialize it. Y'all just HBCU band, auxiliary, you just HBCU dancers. Y'all ain't nothing. No, what we do is important. It's very important on so many levels, So why would I not want to help and to train people and to mentor people and to, help them do the best job they can do? I don't care what school you go to or what school you the coach of. I don't care about that.
Why does that matter? Whoever I'm talking to, y'all ain't gonna twirl like we do. So it doesn't matter to me.
It doesn't. It really doesn't.
It doesn't matter. You're not gonna come take my job, so if you do, maybe you're a better person for it. I mean, I can't do this forever. So
yeah, but that's
people, I don't mean any harm, but I have an identity outside of all of this. I'm social, but I also like my house. So if I could, get off work and just chill all day after I get off work, work out, eat dinner, and watch movies, that's a life for me.
Yeah.
What I'm saying? So one day this has to end. And I would, hope that it would be where it was a good place for both of us. But somebody else gonna have this job.
Yeah.
I just want to continue.
Somebody else will have the job.
Right. To support the culture and carry on the Silcat legacy while I'm in this seat. But this is not my seat.
Mm-hmm.
This seat is gonna continue to move along way after I'm out of it.
Right.
So how do we help each other while we're here? And that's it. Like, I don't, dislike we beefing. Why? I had my years. That ain't what.
Right. And that's one of the reasons too that I've been, I've been partnering with different groups and different organizations, just trying to help them or have us help one another. The HBCU dance app, I advertise for them. Right now we're in partnership with Black Baton Twirlers Network, where I just had a conversation today with the is it the Ultimate or the Urban? I'm not sure what the U stands for, Ultimate or Urban, but it's the dance and cheer experience. And this is a former cheerleader from Winston-Salem State that I have known in passing for years. And we just reconnected today to talk about how we can help one another, So these are the things that that's what I'm about.
Yeah.
That's what I'm about. Now, you're not about it. Yeah, it's okay. Whatever. But, that's what I'm about.
Yeah. I just wish more people would or could have that mindset or have that want, have that willingness and overall the due diligence to not only do for yourself, but do it. Like you said, it's not about you. It's way bigger than you. But when we minimize it to, oh, I don't like this, or I want to do this, or I want to do that, we just totally missed the bar. And not only have we messed up the current, who we're working with, their current experience, you basically then affected these kids for when they leave as well. Because they're going to remember that, or it's going to come, or it's going to, whether they take it on in some manner subconsciously or what have you. Whew, you know what?
I'm telling you, but Maya, that goes back to what you always say, the why. Why are you the coach?
True.
And what is it? You need to have goals for what you want to accomplish.
Mm.
And if you don't have your head on straight, it's gonna filter down to that section, that squad, and it's not gonna be the experience that they should be having. And so why? Your why makes it matters in every part of this band thing, even in life. Like, what's your why? And if that's not clear, it is going to be to the detriment of the students.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
That's powerful. And basically right now we can either go one way or we can go the other. Either we can rebuild and get to a place where we can be as familial as we think we are, or we can continue where we are and have been trending. And it's every man for himself, dog eat dog.
And then it leads to stuff like what we're seeing. That's why we were talking about earlier. Look how many coaches they've had. Like, what is that? It hasn't even been 4 years. So these people this might be their 4th year. They had 3 different coaches. What is that? You don't know what. I don't even know what to expect when I show up here. Like, I mean, that cannot be good for that squad or the program. Like, what is that? You know what I'm saying? So when these decisions are happening and you select these people, you have to make conscious decisions. And I know that, you have a whole entire band to deal with, but the auxiliary is part of that band.
That comes with it.
And it has to take some thought.
I still, and again, I may be a little bit on the conservative side, but I think we need to resist the worldly endeavors and remember what when we say what is the why for us, it is what is the why for the program.
Yeah.
And sometimes, we have to resist some things that look good, that smell good, that, it's on social media, it's on this, it's on that, so-and-so clicked and liked my video. Oh my goodness. All this. Sometimes you got to resist that because it's not, it'll come in and rip your program apart. It'll rip your program apart.
Yep.
So everything that glitters is not gold.
Sure. For generations. And it's like, okay, well, how do you fix it? Can it be fixed? Where do you catch it? It's falling all down here. Where do I catch it?
I don't know. I mean, you can fix it. I truly believe that the problems can be fixed. I believe
I agree.
Sure. Okay.
Yep.
My. Did we ruffle feathers today, or did we just scratch the surface?
Probably. And I was like Ms. Shawn said, I was speaking as Portia.
Yeah.
It is. My main concern is the experience of these students. I cannot express that enough.
Yeah.
And so those decisions have to be conscious.
Yep. It's what keeps me coming back. It's what keeps me coming back with these bad knees and this bad back and all of this with my UFUs. I know y'all wear Crocs, but I wear UFUs. Thank you very much. Why you don't know about UFUs?
Let me look it up. How you spell it?
Crocs for grown-ups. What you talking about? OOFOS. UFOs. OOFOS. Go look at them. Look, we need to get them to be a sponsor.
Okay.
Boo-boos.
Hey,
LOL.
boo-boos.
I like it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely what keeps me going with all that I
Yeah.
have going on those nights that I'm leaving band practice to go do schoolwork and, whatever else, it's about the students and making sure that they have the best experience
Yeah.
possible.
And I am so blessed that my boss, my real boss, that she is so supportive of what I do. And I'm so blessed, to have that situation at my job. Most people don't even know that we all have jobs.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
She's like,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. And it helps that I work from home and my job is really, really flexible. As long as your work is done, they kind of like, so I don't have to leave the house for that every day. But as soon as I close the laptop, I'm
done
out and about, doing something for Norfolk State. So yeah. And I mean, that's a blessing in itself because I don't know if I had to go into a building every day, what that would look like. I guess I would have made it work, but
especially here in Houston where it takes an hour to drive anywhere.
Oh so, yeah.
If I worked in a physical building, I would be in trouble.
Yeah. Y'all are good women. Great women, amazing women, and I'm so lucky to be able to have this network and this support and this access. So it is truly appreciated, and it grows more and more every day. So at the very least, I hope that y'all take that with you. I'm very, very appreciative, and I hope that we're able to reach more people because people need this.
Yeah,
just like it's a free game, but this is real. This is empowering, it's transparent, and it's from the heart, so it makes the difference. This stems from somewhere. This comes from passion.
And I have to give a big shout out to you two as well, and Julian for putting this together and bringing me on board and
but you know what, Miss Shawn, like honestly, when the idea came, even when it took forever because I was scared as I don't know what, but you was honestly like, of course. Before I even said anything to Julian or whatever, I was like, okay, well, who else? And of course, everything happens as it's supposed to. And Portia was right on with
it.
It's perfect. Yeah. But why would we not? Absolutely. But thank you.
Because your perspective, you've been in this game a lot longer than me. Like I came on in 19, and this is my first year by myself. And I mean, let's be transparent. I'm kind of, I'm structured and all that, but this me, by myself for the first time, and I'm scared, y'all. It's new, and I make mistakes, so. People just need to be real about that. People are asked, you got this. Well, how you know? You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all 100% sure? I don't know. Maybe I'm like 90%, 95%.
You don't know.
You don't know. So, and I'm honest about that. And I ask people questions. I call Chanel every other day. What do you think about this? Let me bounce this idea off of you. I do. And I call other people. Hey, what do you think about that? I sure do. I don't have no shame, because if I fail, it's going to be that I at least did everything that I thought I could to be successful. You know what I'm saying? You sitting in my corner by myself. Well, I don't want nobody to know I don't want nobody to know why. I'm human.
Yeah. It's, I've learned quite a bit along the way, still learning.
Yeah.
And you have to, because the people that you're dealing with continue to change.
Right.
They continue to change. And so you have to change, And so, I just try to enjoy the journey, y'all. Just take it a day at a time, a season at a time, a year at a time, and just not let anybody steal my joy from this.
Right.
We got enough going on. than to let things and people steal our joy from this.
Yep.
That's a no.
And that's a sacred space for me.
Mm-hmm.
You can come at a lot of stuff. I am not a Virgo. I am a Taurus. My birthday was May 1st.
May 17th.
Okay. I am a Taurus. So no, I am not a Virgo. But I'm just really honest. I don't know any other way to be.
Right.
And I've always been this way. I'm a little bit more filtered, but I've always been this way.
I've just learned to run conversations through my head before I
first. I try to, even the stuff I say on here, I kind of think about it first. Like, you might not want to hop out the bag on them.
Yeah.
But this is a sacred space for me. Sure. You can come at a lot of stuff in my life, but this right here sustained me, kept me going. I love these students. I'm loving this, that I get to talk to y'all, get information, because it is our culture. It belongs to us. And so, I don't get too involved. I don't really, like I said, the stuff that happens in the comments and stuff like that, you can't say it won't good. So you can say whatever you want to about it, but you have to be willing to grow, willing to learn, and be okay with making mistakes. Failure is a part of life. Like this whole, I gotta be perfect. That's not life.
Yeah. It's not realistic.
Absolutely not. Perfect. Ooh, we had a time tonight.
Portia, you see that?
I need to be the uncensored Portia. Woo, child.
Good kitchen table talk. I know that's right.
She don't come out often. I'm really kind of now, but every now and again.
I get it. Where y'all think I get the name Sean Letha from?
Okay. Every now and again,
Foxy gave me that name.
Who gave that? Oh, yeah.
Sean Letha, Sean Tisha. When the going gets tough, trust me when I say.
Yeah, every now and again.
Now they just make it short. They don't even say Sean no more. They just call me Letha.
Letha. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, so let's see. Today is the 9th. We're going to, first off, we have to figure out, especially moving into the season.
Into marching band season. I was just thinking about that because you're going to lose 2 of us.
What that's going to look like moving forward. So we'll have to discuss that on the back end. But for right now, the 23rd, I'll actually be moving. So we'll miss the 23rd and back on the 30th if it applies. Or, if that works out, and again, we can kind of hash that out.
The 30th of June?
June, yes. But again, we can.
I'll
be part of your vacation.
No. I land that morning. So I'm going to come in and get in the bed and I should be good. Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
No. This isn't considered work for me. What I'm saying is I won't be doing anything Silket, Anthem, or school.
Okay.
That's it. This is enjoyable for me. Okay. So I wouldn't mind. I'll come in. I land like 10 in the morning Eastern Standard Time. So I would just come in, start washing my clothes because of my OCD and putting them away, and then take a nap or something. And I should be good for this. So that works because definitely band camp starts for us to August. We doing June. Okay, never mind. Okay. I'm good.
Okay, so
just be going into
we
July.
can work it out.
We can figure it out. I should be good until the end of July.
Okay. Okay. Cool beans. Good heads up. Well, for everyone that's viewing, so we'll be back not the 23rd, but we'll be back on the 30th at 7:15, and we'll be back to do it again.
Yay!
Thank y'all so much for another great show. It was so good talking to y'all. Hope y'all have a great Friday and a good weekend.
You too.
Time off. Thank you so much. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.